Good morning, Dr. Kim.
I'm trying to adjust my screen so that I could
No
take care
problem. Take
of
your
this.
time.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me okay? See okay from
Yes, I
your one? Okay.
can hear you perfectly. So how has your quarter been? What classes are you
Going,
teaching?
I'm teaching 2 lab classes and 2 regular classes, sensation perception, developmental, and a lab for developmental and lab for sensation perception. So, 4 classes, but 2 lab classes. So it's going okay.
Yeah, it seems like a full load.
Yeah, it is. But I had a sabbatical last quarter and I kind of miss students in a sense. So it's good. It's going well. Yeah.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, I will be following the script just a little bit. So
Hmm.
I'm going to sound like a little robot-y, but just to help us, say the right things and to just keep on task. So I'm going to start. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, Dr. Kim. Thank you for joining me today on the Sabbatical Spotlight series. Dr. Kim's a professor in the psychology department. She spent her fall sabbatical developing a study of memory conformity that can be run online. So tell me a little bit about your sabbatical, Dr. Kim.
All right. So first of all, I'm very thankful that I could have sabbatical leave so that I could be fully focused on my research. And my sabbatical this time was different from other times, due to pandemic. So I focused more on writing, presentation, publication, and also devised online version of study. So kind of briefly what I did during my sabbatical, I made like 3 paper presentation to WPA. This time was a centennial, so it was very special, 100th the year anniversary, with 5 students as co-authors, and also I had a 1 paper presentation to Psychonomic Society. That was one of the most prestigious conference in the area of cognitive psychology. And I attempted to publish 8 chapters of manuscript to SRCD, the monograph, and I was in preparation of 3 articles for publication. And I continued my research group meeting, and I devised an online version of the study. And then I ran some the pilot study of that. So I really could not tell in detail about the online study because this is ongoing study. So it's possible that and there may be potential participants among the audience. But basically, participants are invited to Zoom meetings, and I had memory studies about the auditory information, visual information, in a group of 4 participants. I call that study like ear witness memory study because there's auditory information involved.
Gotcha. So you don't want to give too much away because other people might be
Yeah, but that's pretty
might
much,
study.
those, memory and social context and memory conformity study. So that's one of the studies of the memory conformity study.
Awesome. And why does memory conformity interest you?
Um, so human memory is very interesting. Um, they are not like a machine memory. Right? They are accurate, but at the same time, they're quite inaccurate. So it's not like we press like record button and then later we press play button. That's not human memory. Human memory is malleable, changeable. There are a lot of different factors that are affecting human memory. So what kind of person you are, right? And what kind of experience you have, knowledge, okay, and you have, all of them are affecting human memory. If that comes to eyewitness memory, as you know, eyewitness memory is memory about the crime. And if you have like inaccurate eyewitness memory, I mean, that could be a cause to send someone to jail. So if I say, oh, he did it, she did it, even though he did not do it, she did not do it. And if this is wrongful conviction due to my false memory, so the memory was wrong, and I said he did it, but he did not do it. So actual person commit more crime, and then the innocent person go to jail, and possible that he even die due to wrongful conviction. Right? there are many reasons for wrongful conviction. I mean, it's possible that there is a DNA misinterpretation, or bad lawyer, or police misconduct. But out of all, and research shows that the highest percent of wrongful convictions due to misidentification.
Right.
So my studies is about social, the context effect for memory and the memory conformity, and that can be applied well to situation with multiple witnesses. And yeah, legal cases, there are some with single witness or none, okay, but many they're involved with multiple witnesses. So if they talk to each other, actually, research shows that majority of those cases with multiple witnesses, more than 80%, actually they talk to each other. But if some they share or exposed to was misinformation, which is wrongful information, and how that affect their memory of original scene, crime scene. So that's the kind of study, and I like to do, and how those misinformation they have been exposed to from others affect their memory, and especially in this case of eyewitness memory, memory about crime.
Right. I mean, it sounds like understanding memory is very pertinent, and it shapes who we are, and it makes up some of our character. So studying it, I think, is amazing. And I think the brain especially really tricks us, and has kind of a mind of its own in a way. So that's awesome. I remember my freshman year taking general psychology. I think I took one of your studies for kind of the lab credit. But I really don't remember much of it. I just remember colors and like a smiley face. That's about it.
Yeah, you did that study. Yeah, so that was very first version of our study we did. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So super fun. And then, so what are some of the cognitive and social factors that impact memory conformity?
Okay, so very first study about this memory conformity study I did was to compare different ages. So I studied like very young children, older children, teenagers, young adults, older adults. So I compared them, and then I found majority of them actually show memory conformity. So if they heard something from others, and that affect their memory, so it's about like 20 or 25% conformity I found. But interesting thing was very young kids, like 4-year-old, 5-year-old, they show less conformity. So in a sense, they are more accurate in a sense, right? So they're more resistant to memory conformity. So what they heard from others really did not matter very much for that very young kids. So in a sense, it's kind of developmental reversal. So as we get older, we are worse. So I was interested in finding, what other things are affecting suggestibility, memory conformity. So those cognitive and social factors are among several factors that I have been studying. So something like even theories of mind. Theories of mind is thinking about thinking, their metacognition. So young children, like 3-4 years old, they start to develop that. So they think about their own thinking about others thinking. So they start to develop due to the development of frontal lobe. So if they have higher or more theories of mind, how does that affect their memory conformity? So they have better thinking about thinking. Would it affect their memory conformity? Do they conform more because they are higher in theories of mind? So that's one of the things that we have been studying. And also we study different group members, how that affect their memory conformity. So our earlier study was there are kids and they were with other kids. So this child heard something from other children, how that affect, and they did not have much of conformity. But what about children with other adults in their group? So if adults are in their group, what about their like parent? So someone they know well versus strangers, and in adults versus kids. And if they have a different groups in their social context, how that affect? and even like a parenting. So authoritarian kind of parents versus others, would that affect? And also if we give them warning. So after they have a memory test and we give them warning. So what you heard from others may not be accurate because they may have seen different things, and then how that affects. So if they have a warning, would that affect? And also like cross-cultural factors. So if we compare individualistic culture versus a collectivistic culture, and would they make a difference about their social conformity and memory conformity? So these are some of the cognitive and social factors, we have been studying. And there are others we are studying, but these are some of the those factors we are studying.
Awesome. And have you come to have you done any studies on individualistic versus collective behaviors? And have you
This
had
is
any results from, having
mhm.
parents in the room?
Yeah. So that's still ongoing study. I'm Korean. I compared Korean culture versus American culture, and also we have young adults versus older adults for each culture. So young Korean, older Korean, young American, older American. So some of the participants I had was the actual Korean in Korea, and some older individuals, Korean in who are attending Korean church here in America. So it's kind of mixture. So that's still an ongoing study, but so far what we found was there are not much difference between young adult Korean versus young adult American, but older groups, what I found was there's not so much difference about conformity itself. However, they have a lot more I don't know answer from Korean. So if they saw something, right? But if they hear different answer from others, so let's say, yeah, this is a group of 4, and then I saw blue, okay, but all others said all yellow, yellow, yellow. So where I say yellow, that's a memory conformity, okay, report conformity. They do not have that much of memory conformity, okay, for that answer. However, a lot more Koreans said, I don't know, I don't remember. So in a sense, that's kind of, social pressure effect. So there's a social pressure. So everyone else says a yellow, yellow, yellow. Okay, oh, I thought I saw blue. Would I say blue or yellow? Okay. But many of them, a lot more of Koreans said, oh, I don't remember.
Wow.
So social
That's
pressure has
interesting.
something to do, something to do with that, but does it really affect their memory? I need further investigation for that. But at least for their report conformity, there is something. So in their first session, they do not answer, okay, that what they heard from others, but they just said, I don't remember. So we need further investigation whether that is really affecting their memory.
Right. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That's awesome. Okay. For this next question, you can pick. So I have challenging, interesting, or surprising. So which one do you think you could probably answer the best?
Maybe challenging.
Okay. So I'll say it. So
Yeah.
what is the most challenging aspect of your sabbatical?
So I think that's kind of similar to all others. This is a pandemic situation. Okay. So yeah, I have devised online version of study. However, that does not really replace to the studies I have done in a normal time. So I have a special equipment I'm using for this study, and I cannot use that. I could use that for my online version of the study. And I have to have an in-person study. I mean, this is a memory in social context. So yeah, there's special equipment and they have to wear something, they have to see something through certain equipment. And also I'm using virtual reality equipment. So they have to wear that equipment and the virtual reality, things that they're experiencing, and that is a precision memory, false memory study. So I could not do that. And so that is the challenging for my study. So there are actually many studies that I have to, hold it. It has been stopped, very much in a stop. So yeah, hopefully soon I will be able to do that in-person study. But other challenge I have was, that is even before pandemic, but about the participant recruitment. So yeah, I'm studying different ages, especially for children. Some of the studies, actually, I go to school, I go to like academy, in the preschools, and so I get, principal permission, parent permissions, all of those, yeah, all approved, and I bring my equipment in there, and then I run study there. So yeah, it has been slow, but still, yeah, it was going for children's study. However, if I run child with parent, I could not do it at their school, so they have to come to La Sierra. Um, so for the last several years, I only ran just a very few children. So it's going, but it has been extremely slow. So yeah, child participant recruitment, okay, has been very challenging. If this is young adults, it's not a problem. In psychology, we have a system called RPP, Research Participant Pool. So yeah, those who are taking, like you, right, who are taking general psychology, yeah, they're asked to participate in psychology study. Yeah, that's for their learning experience, and also it's good for the researcher. So yeah, if it's young adults, it's not a problem. But other agers, children, and also even in the teenagers, yeah, the recruitment itself,
Right.
yeah, has
So
been
some of
a
your research
challenge.
has had to take, a back burn, like a seat, and then some of the research you've been able to modify into online. Would you say
Mhm.
that you're still able to get the same kind of results for some of the studies that you're doing, or?
Yeah, so that's about that. That's a different version of study. So it's something that I have done in person study, and that's not the same. So this is a new study I devised. This is not really online version of the same study I did earlier. That's not like that. I cannot replace what I did in the person study with this online version. So this is a study. Yeah, this is a study about memory conformity, and yeah, this will answer some questions that I could not answer before. Okay, with the other studies, it's a different study. But we could do it online. And yeah, there's some, yeah, the manipulation I had to do. And then, yeah, we did some the pilot study, and then it's working. So we studied, yeah, we studied the study. So
Awesome.
yeah.
So, what is the current status of your research?
Um, so yeah, that online study, okay, we did a pilot study. So yeah, and we have this full-fledged version of study we are doing this quarter, and it's going well. And yeah, we have this RPP, so it's not a problem to have those young adults, the participants this quarter. And my student and I have submitted proposal for a WPA presentation this year. So yeah, we just submitted that. So we are waiting for their answer. So if it's accepted, then we'll be able to present. And yeah, I continue my research meeting, and I have several new students, okay, who joined to my research lab. So yeah, I've been busy with training them and sharing ideas, and and yeah, and reading the research paper together. So those regular K meeting I have been doing, and also maybe other conference we may try, and other times, yeah, I've been in preparation for publications. So
Awesome. That's
that's
great.
that's
Do
the
you have
plan.
any questions that you would like me to ask that you feel like you didn't really get to explain for this sabbatical, or any other aspects you'd like to share to our listeners or anyone?
I think it's pretty much well covered.
Awesome.
So yeah, the things that I talked about earlier, yeah, that's pretty much what I did. And and I mean, this is such a wonderful opportunity, and I'm again very thankful. So yeah, I'm not distracted by anything else, and only focus on research. So yeah, I'm very thankful for having this opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. When I was a student, I really didn't even know that teachers and professors got to take time to just do research and get this
Mhm.
sabbatical. I didn't even know what a sabbatical meant. So it's really been really interesting to talk to professors and just see what they're currently passionate about and how that kind of translates into their teaching. So I
Yeah.
appreciate your time.
And this line of research of memory conformity, actually, I started when I had sabbatical, last sabbatical. Actually, yeah, I could go to Cornell, and during my sabbatical, actually studied this line of research there. So yeah, in having this sabbatical, and even going to different campus and have a collaboration, okay, with other, I mean, this is eminent scholars, okay, they're, okay, worldly known scholar about eyewitness memory I could get to work with. And I'm still collaborating, okay, with the researcher. But yeah, sabbatical actually was the reason why I could get to start this line of research. And I'm doing other research too, but I only talked about the memory conformity research today. But yeah, my sabbatical, last sabbatical was the one that helped me to start this research.
Awesome. How long have you been studying memory conformity or memory in general?
So yeah, I had been interested in this, the memory study, eyewitness memory, for many years. I did my postdoc many years ago. I mean, that's when I started this memory research. So it is many years. However, this specific research about memory conformity, I started 2014
Wow.
when I had my last sabbatical. Yeah.
That's awesome, Dr. Kim. Well, thank you so much for your time. I
Thank you
really
so
appreciate
much.
it. And we will see you all next time on the Sabbatical Spotlight series. Thank you so much, Dr. Kim. I really
Thank you.
appreciate you taking the time to interview with me. And I hope that you have an amazing rest of your quarter. And thank you for being patient with me through emails. We've had a lot of transition in our department. If you haven't known yet, Josh Rivera, he's left
Oh,
our department. So
mm,
it's kind of been a hard time
yeah.
with being online and everything
Yeah.
to kind of transition that. So I appreciate your patience.
Oh, it's good. So
Awesome.
it's good to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you so much,
All
Dr.
right.
Kim.
Thank you so much.
Have a
Thank
great day.
you too.